the president's decision to send up to another 450 U.S. troops to Iraq to train and advise local forces on the front lines in the battle against ISIS. What do you make of the fact, Congressman, there's still no congressional authorization that's been passed in the Senate or the House authorizing the president to use military force in this new war against ISIS?
Well, the present authorization is sufficient to do anything the president...
The authorization after what? After 9/11?
That he's operating right under now.
So you think that's enough?
It is.
Because there are a lot of your colleagues in the House and the Senate who think that's not enough, that was to fight al-Qaeda. This is not al-Qaeda.
Well, the consensus is it is enough. What the president asked, and I was in a room when the White House counsel came over, is he asked for his ability to be restricted. Because in his mind, you can fight it from over the horizon. So he actually asked Congress to further restrict his ability to fight. And as a former Navy commander, is that I think we deserve to make sure our troops that we put in harm's way have a full array of rules of engagement. And what you don't want to do is tie one hand behind their back or restrict their ability to fight. I think we deserve, and our troops deserve, to have everything made available to them so they can fight and win decisively on the field of battle.
So when you hear like senators like Tim Kaine of Virginia, Jeff Flake of Arizona, Democrat and Republicans say, we need legislation authorizing the use of military force, you say that authorization is already there. New legislation is not necessary.
That is my belief. The president has all the powers he needs to fight and win this war.
Let's talk about the Navy SEALs for a moment, because in recent days there was this very long, thousands of words article in the New York Times. You were quoted in that article. I'm sure you read it. One of the quotes in that article about the Navy SEALs was this, and it was critical. Quote, America's new way of war in which conflict is distinguished not by battlefield wins and losses, but by the relentless killing of suspected militants, spurring recurring concerns about excessive killing and civilian deaths. Give me your reaction to that.
You know, SEAL Team 6, our Tier 1 forces, are highly scrutinized. These guys are professional. What they're trained to do is identify a threat and non-threat. And it is a risky business. They're not angels, they're professionals. And you know what? We owe them our gratitude and thanks. Not everyone can do this job. Not everyone is capable of this job. They put themselves in harm's way repeatedly. And what America needs to do is thank you, SEAL Team 6. Thank you, Delta, for everything you do.
Did you think in recent years there's been, in the words of this New York Times story, excessive killing and civilian deaths?
You know, I don't. You know, they're highly scrutinized. They have multiple chain of command. When I conducted an operation in Bosnia, I mean, we were being armchair quarterback all the way from Washington, D.C. And these missions that are high-value target, they're being watched by everybody, multiple layers, and they don't have a lot of leeway other than threat, non-threat, do what you need to do to protect your buddy and carry out the mission successfully. I'm convinced that these are the best in the world, and we need to support them.
Ryan Zinke, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Congressman. Just ahead